Hi, this is Yolanda Vanveen, and in this segment we're going to talk about how to root a knockout rose. Now, knockout roses are a compact rose that's a great addition to your garden, and they kind of deadhead themselves. They just continually bloom, and they're disease resistant. They'll grow with very little care and hardly any water, and so they're a really easy rose to grow in your garden. Now, if you have a friend that has a knockout rose and you want to get a start for yourself, it's pretty easy to root them. First of all, I just take a stem off of the rose and make sure there's at least a few leaves. And you want to cut it at an angle where it meets another leaf. So just at the leaf line, you just cut it at an angle. Now that itself will start to root, whether you put it in dirt or you put it right in water. And a lot of times, my rule of thumb too is you can enjoy the rose as it continues to bloom in the house as a beautiful bloom, but as it withers away and looks bad, you just trim that off. And then you'll be left with a small start of a new rose. Now you can leave it right in water and it'll start to grow roots. You can put it right in a bucket of water, it'll start to grow roots. I've even heard stories, my friend, she brought a bunch up from California to the Northwest and left them in buckets for 2 years through the ice, through the snow, just in water, and they survived. So roses are almost easy to grow hydroponically. They're such an easy plant to grow. So you can try it right in water. It'll start to root. Or you can actually get a root tone or any type of a rooting agent that you can buy from the store. There's all different brands, and that helps too. But I found a wonderful rooting method is just basic honey. It gives it lots of sugar, so that gives it nutrition, and it helps it bond so that when you put it into the dirt will surround the honey and it'll stay moist and it'll allow the roots to grow really well. So I just dip any type of plant that I'm trying to root right into honey because it doesn't get any more organic than that. And I really don't like to use any chemicals in my garden. So once you've got that root going too, I'd like to make sure it's really wet and then just stick it right into some soil. Now you want to cover it down at least 1 inch or 2. I'm fine. If you barely cover it up, it gets too dry. Now the trick too is when you put it in soil is you want to keep that soil really wet. So put it on a plate or a tray so that it's actually sitting and being wet. But at the same time, once the roots are growing, it's almost better to let it dry out a little bit because if it's too wet, it might start to rot. But it's easy to root a knockout rose. And once you've got some roots set, whether it's in a cup or it's in a container, you can turn around and transplant it into the ground and enjoy them for many years to come.